The 2017 Overwatch World Cup is now within reach.
Heroes of Overwatch, this is Patrick V and welcome to the third match of the Overwatch World Cup 2017. Before we're gonna begin, be sure to smash that subscribe and like button, guys, and leave a comment below what team you think should win. Also, I would like to take the opportunity to let you guys know I'm on Spreadshirt right now, and you can support me by buying one of my shirts or merchandise. The link will be in the description below, and right now you can get a 15% discount by using the welcome code or the code welcome-1001677703. All this information will be in the description below, and in the background you saw the rules being explained, and right now the third matchup is France versus Argentina, and this is part 2 of that match. Here we go.
Get ready to witness Overwatch history in the making.
Thank you, Golden Boy Don Monte Cristo, back with you again for the final two maps between France and Argentina. And
I really got to disagree with Flame. We got to get this out of the way. I
do agree. I have no intro.
I do agree with you don't get it. I just got to disagree with Flame.
What?
No. Shh. So with the don't get the intro. Don't get the intro.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
You get Overwatch.
Okay, thank you.
No, but with the with the Sombra play, I do agree with the analysis that because DDX has been playing so well, that you want to go towards that. The problem is that if this were a different map pool, if it was Anubis instead of Volskaya,
sure,
then maybe you go for Anubis. But with Volskaya, this has been Rogue's assault map of choice in the last couple of months. In fact, they recently won in a clutch match on Volskaya in Game 7 of the Beat Invitational to close out the series. So I think you absolutely never play Rogue on Volskaya regardless.
Yep.
And when you have Horizon, when you know they have never played this map professionally before, and they haven't had to practice it for other tournaments, that's when you actually go for this. They know this map has been in the pool. Argentina knows the map has been in the pool for months. They should be very confident in some of their strategies. They will at least have significantly more practice time on it. So I think this is hands down the map you pick.
Yeah, I get it.
You get it.
I get it.
Of course you do.
Sure. All right. Well, here we are. Lunar Colony picked by Argentina to try to get a little bit of momentum going in this series. And, you know, you don't want to play him on a great map. Might as well throw the X Factor at him. Throw the map at him that not a lot of people have experience with yet. Winston, you know, I thought he liked peanut butter, but he just like left a full jar on his bed there. I mean, what does that say?
Well, you got the peanut butter outside too, so
yeah,
just floating around on the moon. That's what happens when the apes escape.
Someday, oh my gosh, there's one on the camera.
Wait, it's all paused though, so
easel mode. Oh,
it's really not
so
great.
You can
security
paint the Earth and rockets around it. That keyboard does not have enough keys. I don't know. That, you know, I get like they make like little toy laptops for kids sometimes, but that's going too small, I think. Yeah, Winston's never going to learn anything on that.
Well, I'm curious how we're going to see, because I think this is Argentina's best chance to take a map off of France. This is it. This is probably what they've been preparing for under these circumstances. And we are going to see at least the Reaper come out first here for Leviathan, who has been pretty strong.
That's right.
So far in this series.
That's a defensive Reaper too, as we see France in the red on the attack here on Lunar Colony. And we usually see point A taken very quickly. Let's see if France can deliver. AKM running up to the high ground now. Generally where Soldier wants to be, getting in from behind Argentina. And Leviathan waiting around a corner somewhere, no doubt.
Yeah, KLAUS just looking around the side right now, so they are trying to zone soon off and make sure that they can't make a very direct approach to the point right now.
Yep.
And they want France to be on the point. If you have that Reaper, you want them to commit to taking the point where you get in range of those shotguns.
That's right.
You're perfectly happy right now if you're Argentina. Just play around the flanks, make sure the Tracer isn't going to get a sneaky pulse bomb onto the backside, and just keep spamming through that doorway. At some point, France actually has to come in here.
It really does feel like a race between KLAUS and Soon to get that first pulse bomb with a point this small. There's a Transcendence coming out very early for Argentina, and they're going to use that to try to push France back. No deaths just yet. but now, I figured as soon as I'd say that, somebody would die. There we go, AKM does go down. Beast gets the kill, and here it comes for Argentina. Although France coming back with a couple of their own, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be enough to push the point now.
Yeah, at that point, once you've committed the Transcendence, I think it was a little bit early. You could just basically stay in that formation forever if you're Argentina playing that far back. So for France, that's a bit of a win. You see the Trans come out. It doesn't really matter if you win the fight any longer, because you're going to come back in and they're just stacking ults.
Got that ult advantage. UNKOE coming in with his own Transcendence. Moved back for a moment. AKM, though, with that sound barrier, tried to get some kills with the tag visor, but didn't get a lot. Die. Well, maybe not this time for Leviathan. Still trying to fire away with those shotguns, but he's so low. Wraith forms away, and Argentina does lose DDX, and now France starting to finally get a little bit of purchase on the point.
Yeah, they are going to take this, though. And again, you really have to look. That was a very seemingly minor mistake, popping that Transcendence. And you look at it and you say, okay, well, Argentina, they won the fight, but at the same time, France just played the ult economy game better. Yeah. And Argentina got sucked into playing France's style. They got a little bit antsy when they should have just stuck to their strategy and forced France to fight directly on the point. Saved the Transcendence for that moment instead. So being down a support ultimate really did hurt them.
So now we have that pretty typical situation on Lunar Colony, where as the attacking team, you have a ton of time to approach this. So France, these early pushes, unless they happen to go super well, probably aren't going to matter too much. You want to build up some ultimates. You want to come at it with a big advantage.
Yeah,
if you can.
KLAUS does get another pick on Soon, though. That has been one of the big stories of this match, as KLAUS keeps finding these kills on especially Nepal and now here on Horizon. So, you know, they did burn some decent time off the clock, at least, repelling the first attack or so and having that first fight go for such an extended period of time. But still, 5 minutes that they've got to hold this point for.
Close pulse bomb, but doesn't catch anybody. Soon coming in to try to build up another one. They've got the Transcendence to keep people up for the moment. Now the Transcendence coming in a little bit later for Argentina, and that's going to give them the edge as they start to push France back a bit. And yeah, they're just gonna, I think they're just gonna hold off on this one. Kind of testing the waters there as they build more ultimates. You can see they have the sound barrier for WINZ, but now is not the time to use it.
No, at this time, Argentina looking more disciplined. They waited for that moment of commitment and answered with a trance of their own. So trading out evenly on this point so far. Now playing on the back, but KLAUS actually is gonna die to KNOXXX. That's huge.
That could be big. Sound barrier immediately used to try to shore up the defenses. Leviathan coming in. He's got that tac visor, which France has a little bit of a hard time dealing with. They do take down NEKTA, but France needs a bit more than that. They haven't even gotten the first tick yet. And yeah, wow, nice kill on KNOXXX as he jumps out.
Leviathan's getting a little bit too much room here, though. Nobody really in his face. And that kill onto AKM on the high ground was really enabled by the tac visor, cutting off the rest of the French squad. AKM holding on to his tac, though, so they will be coming in with an ultimate. Difficult to use, though, as long as we see some decent positioning from Beast.
I mean, France will probably have the Transcendence very soon for this. KNOXXX has that Primal Rage to kind of be disruptive. And here's another one of those Tracer battles. Soon did get the health pack, but he gets taken out.
He was forced to use his rewind first, so KLAUS took advantage and all-in'd him right after that. No other way to get the health. So KLAUS again clutching through in these Tracer duels, and that is just buying so much time for Argentina.
He had a bit of help from DDX, which is good too, because he kind of needed that Discord Arbon there, especially when Soon was able to get the health pack. So it wasn't quite the 1v1, but KLAUS did come out with the kill in the end, which is pretty important. Transcendence for both teams used. Defensively early on for Argentina, around the same timing. We'll see what France can get accomplished here. KLAUS does go down early to a dash from Nico. Swapped over onto that Genji. Leviathan, though, still fairly untouched in this back corner. And that's one of the things that makes this point hard to get. Well, it's hard to get back to these areas.
Yeah, but look at what they're doing with France. So Nico switched over to the Genji. Now they don't really have any pressure besides burst damage to come down onto Leviathan, who really has been untouched for this match and nearly up for another tac visor right now. So they have to have a very decisive strike onto the backline. Soon has to be able to deal some damage onto the Soldier 76 of Argentina, but KLAUS is just intercepting him every time.
France drops the sound barrier. They are going in. A lot of ultimates used with the smart stick. UNKOE and AKM taken down by KLAUS.
Play.
What a defensive ult from KLAUS.
Oh man, you're so happy too, because
seriously,
you saw WINZ drop the sound barrier and then you pick up the sneaky double kill with the pulse bomb. That is an incredibly good trade for Argentina.
And it seemed like that was possibly the fight that France wanted to make that big commitment with, and they pulled it back. They saved some of the ultimates, but losing that Transcendence early, you'd build it up again really fast, but that was a tough one to lose for France. They're running out of time.
Yeah, and even though they have a couple of clutch DPS holds from the Soldier 76 and the Genji, as long as BattleToad has good timing on that sound barrier, there is the possibility of him getting a pretty big victory from that.
Well, sound barrier comes in perhaps a little bit early. France can just pull back and wait it out. Don't know about that. AKM with the attack visor now. Beast comes in to try to disperse that a little bit. Meanwhile, Nico getting into the back. Got to deal with that Transcendence, though, on the side of Argentina. DDX keeping people up, letting KLAUS get that kill onto Nico's Genji. And Argentina still holding strong.
Yeah, maybe a couple pushes left from France, depending on how, if WINZ can stay alive. And looks like he will be able to back off into the end, is not going to get staggered and be out of sync with the spawns of the rest of his team. France, though, I think they blew that a little bit. They had a really good window because BattleToad actually used the sound barrier a little bit too early and didn't manage to protect KLAUS either. So there was an opportunity for a big 6v5, but they couldn't find the kills with either the tack visor or the Dragon Blade.
Yeah. Well, here comes the defense again as France pushes in one more time. Soon does get the kill into Leviathan. That's a pick they've been looking for all match long. Transcendence for France, again, to try to build a bit more momentum. As they take this point, they're up to about 80% now, continuing to build. Argentina, they need to get back on there. NEKTA goes down, though. It's all Leviathan. He's got to stay alive. He's on the biotic field. DDX gets a kill onto AKM, and there's the sound barrier for France. This is a push, and they do get it. 17 seconds left on the clock, but taking point B on this map is really big.
Absolutely. And the initial kill onto Leviathan opened up for France. They are able, in this series, really to just clutch out at the very end. Every time it looks like Argentina's going to have a good hold, somehow in the waning seconds of the round, they're able to get the necessary kills and the necessary team fights, but man, is it close.
Well, I think a big part of that was that Leviathan went down at the very beginning of that fight,
yes,
and so
did.
they had to wait for him to come back, and he did come back, but it was a bit too late, you know?
Yeah, DDX also didn't contest the point. He probably would have died immediately, but he was on the high ground, did get the kill onto AKM, but didn't try and take a shot at falling down and delaying it just a little bit longer.
You know, props to Argentina, though. They did hold France to just 70 seconds left, or 17 seconds rather, left on the time bank. So, you know, they held for a long time.
Yeah, and we are seeing at least some, I think, of the rust of France right now because their ult economy has not been great. A lot of their calls about when to use those ultimates have seemed just a little bit off. But still, I mean, you can't deny the raw skill of this roster.
Yep.
And that is propelling them to at least squeak by with the 17 seconds here on Horizon.
Yeah, it's still a tall order for Argentina. I mean, taking both points is tough. That Roomba needs some servicing, obviously. DDX back on the Sombra.
I mean, there's nobody
again
there to clean for anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
I mean,
you're just making more of a mess by shooting everything.
It's also like polluting the air. There's a ton of smoke coming out of it, which means it's on fire somewhere. So how in the world? That's a very well-built Roomba, actually, to be on fire for that long. Impressive.
Just the wonders of technology in the future, Doa.
Take time to stop and smell the hydroponic flowers.
I actually think I'm more amazed by the fact that there's a moon base with like a hydroponics bay than I am that the Roomba is on fire and still working. But you know, you take your wonder where you get it.
To each their own. I think Roombas are pretty cool. They're good at distracting dogs and play-by-play casters. We'll see if France can defend against the attack from Argentina here on point A. DDX, like we mentioned, once again on that Sombra. Got to build up. That EMP soon goes down early. KLAUS has just been winning these duels over and over again. Man, what a story in the making for this kid. Again, he's just 16 years old, so to be doing this well at the very beginning of his career, good signs for this guy.
Yeah, Argentina, they are playing pretty far forward right now, and they are going to have to go back, though, with one death on their side so far, so couldn't actually capitalize too well on that point, but this is just a ridiculous duel. He's actually cut off inside the base, but now he's got to go.
Oh, it's so close. 31 health for KLAUS. What a duel. Waiting for it. Soon so low, man. 10 health now. Can he get him? Oh, we're not going to fire down, I guess.
Soon was.
Oh, Soon was able to take that duel off screen. Meanwhile, France doing something a bit more important than a Tracer duel as they do defend against the push from Argentina.
Yeah, UNKOE too, getting up the EMP. But you look at what was happening there, and it was a bit cocky from Argentina. So basically, I don't know if I agree with trying to come back for soon. Yes, Argentina lost a member there, so they were just trying to win the duel and then have their own Tracer KLAUS double back and try and take the point, but it did go on a bit too long.
There's the EMP from DDX.
The EMP from UNKOE, actually.
Oh, UNKOE, yeah, my bad.
But, but they actually are backcapping it right now. There is a Sombra on the point, and nobody from France is there.
Wow, all right. And DDX making a little bit of progress here. The duel against Soon. Soon has to back out. Wow. Soon getting out-dueled a little bit.
Oops. Well, you can get pinched there by a Winston and a Tracer. And
that does help.
That is going to be it. So DDX will have the EMP advantage, though. So Argentina managed to make sure that UNKOE was not going to potentially have that one up for the next fight, although he is getting dangerously close once again.
Yeah. Yeah, WINZ very close to the sound barrier, so France is going to have a pretty strong defense. Nico about to have that Dragon Blade.
Well, UNKOE just died at 93%.
You know, yeah, with UNKOE falling there, might be different. EMP was used. Soon looking for a pulse bomb target. Meanwhile, Leviathan just trying to find what he can with that tac visor. They have the sound barrier to keep him up, and Argentina winning this fight. Soon, it's all on him, and he may have to back off. Yeah, well, he had that pulse bomb. Could have gone for a big play, but I think you reset here.
I just love all the Tracers pistol whipping each other here on the side, and finally the reinforcements arrive to help out Tracer. They are trying to get back onto the point, and there's an EMP, but UNKOE. Well, they're going to fall right into a lightning gun.
I mean, he's probably going to swap now at this point. There's no other reason you would use the EMP in that situation.
Yeah, sort of a last-ditch effort, but if he doesn't switch, though,
UNKOE.
That would be potentially quite awkward, Doa.
I think a swap to Zenyatta would be perfectly fine here, but he is staying with the Sombra. Okay, Nico does go down too. Argentina charging onto the point. France has that sound barrier. They need to win this fight pretty hard, though.
At least they're going to get a D-suit, but they are still a man down. KLAUS going to pick up WINZ, but UNKOE will at least...
Battletoad. Getting aggressive there, man. Chasing people down. Beast does get the kill into UNKOE here. It's a brawl, man. Oh, not anymore. Oh, both Tracers going down, and Beast just with Mini Diva looking for another opportunity to get that mech back, but it's going to take a bit more time.
Yeah, that said, though, another EMP going to be available for Argentina, and UNKOE still working back up to his. He's just been sticking to this Sombra so far, so dangerous situation for France, depending on how well this EMP can be used.
Yep. UNKOE's getting pretty close to that EMP now. And you know, the thing is, I understand the pressure to stay on the Sombra because you don't want all of your health packs hacked around your defensive holding.
KLAUS got a kill, though, before they can actually get the EMP off, and there it goes. Soon stuck in the corner, and that's a self-destruct.
Yeah, Beast gets a kill there. Argentina storming through DDX with the double kill. That was a great EMP from him. And if they can take down Nico, there's the hack. Oh, there's the kill, though. Nico does get DDX, but that is some major percentage being built up by Argentina.
Yeah, they get up to 2 ticks, and the hack came through before the actual Dragon Blade could be pulled. Now, they are going to have to back off. Respawns here just too close for France. Argentina has the time to work with, but now they only have 1 tick remaining. One decisive fight here in the next 3 minutes could turn this for Argentina, and they could match France in terms of point score.
All they really need to do is just be patient here. Take a little bit of time. Build up some more ultimates.
Yeah, absolutely. And they know UNKOE's down on the EMP right now, so they also are aware that Nico has the Dragon Blade from the hack earlier, so just they need to play around that, and they should be able to take it.
Pushing in now, don't expect a lot of ults to be used here on the side of Argentina. I would think Battletoad, he actually tried to go for the sound barrier, but got taken out mid-ult. France gonna win this one, Argentina, you don't, well, okay, well, DDX being very tricky on that Sombra, again, getting a little bit more percentage built up, but if you're Argentina, you do exactly what they're doing. You back off, you don't really commit.
I think it was a mistake for Leviathan to come in and use his tac visor as well. The initial kills had already been gained in favor of France. And at least AKM, though, is desuited temporarily, though he is going to resuit right now. So, window of time not really there. EMP is available. Can he get it? Does manage to hit a few.
That's the EMP. Soon with the stick on the Beast, he's going to get popped out of that mech. Looking for the kill. Now they take out Leviathan. And this is a bit more of a solid defense from France coming in. NEKTA did get the kill on the AKM, but it's still looking pretty good for the red team here. Yeah, NEKTA on the retreat. Soon does get hacked. And KLAUS going for the kill. Ooh, he missed the melee. Yeah, back out. Yeah.
Argentina's just getting too desperate. They're over-committing to ultimates on every one of these fights when they had time just to go ahead, build up to 6, and try and at least force France to use some of theirs. But France, to their credit, has remained stalwart. Soon, with the quick kills, makes it so that France doesn't have to commit any ultimates of their own to these defenses.
Here we go. EMP used by France. KLAUS throws into Pulse Bomb right after that. DDX already down. He had made that swap over to Zenyatta now as well. It's a brawl. Nico can pull out that Dragon Blade if he feels the need. France playing a pretty aggressive defense here, kind of chasing Argentina back as they buy themselves a bit more time. And man, it is a heartbreaker for Argentina to come so close. And I think you're right. I think it is just a little bit of over-eagerness, right? They don't have that patience that they need right now to close this map out, because really this should be an attack round that they should finish with a much better time bank thing.
It's just a few instances of miscommunication, and DDX dies to Nico after the sound rough. Barrier. That is rough. They're falling apart here at the end.
Yeah, I think so. I think France may have a good opportunity to hold here. They've only got to last for another 35 seconds or so, and they have got a ton of ultimates, 6 ultimates to do it with.
Yeah, France has definitely looked very good on this defense so far, but Argentina, unfortunately, really hasn't been able to make it competitive.
Yep. Here we go. EMP used by UNKOE. This is the chance for France. It was not supposed to rhyme. Doesn't matter. AKM got a couple kills. Whoa, it's self-destruct fever here as Argentina tries to fight back, but they've lost too many. And now with just 10 seconds remaining, can they get the delay? Can they go for some sort of desperation fight? It's going to be tough to even get there.
They're playing on the chokes right now. KLAUS has to zip in and then immediately recall out. This is it for Argentina.
Nice pulse bomb on the NEKTA, soon getting a good start for France. Getting a couple kills as KLAUS goes down at the crucial moment. Beast out of the mech, doesn't get the call down like he wants to, and Argentina not gonna be able to finish this one out. This is going to be a team kill and a win for France on Horizon Lunar Colony.
Oh man, that was just so close for Argentina though. Getting the 2 ticks with about 3.5 minutes remaining. France again though, when their backs are against the wall, they buckle down. Really, you could see the communication and the ult economy become much better and much more conservative in terms of how they're chaining their ultimates together. And it's that discipline and skill as a team that really comes through for France.
That's right. Well, there are a lot of good D.Va self-destructs there. And I know the song goes, "Don't cry for me, Argentina," but right now I feel like, don't cry for Argentina, me, because it's so tragic seeing them come this close. I'm shedding a tear, man. It's tough.
I mean, honestly, it is impressive, though, for Argentina to be this close against a team of Rogue Excalibur, who is undoubtedly one of the top teams in the West. It may be 3-0, but these have been very, very close maps so far.
They really have, yeah. And I mean, France certainly with the strength to win this match, but maybe a little bit of a wake-up call here going forward that the level of competition is going to be, intense. It's going to be real.
Yeah, I really do feel for Argentina, though, because it did seem that they were better prepared, I think, for Horizon. And I think there was really an opportunity for them to hold out longer on point A in particular, but they just got a little bit too antsy and committed when they probably shouldn't have. And when you're playing against France and these guys that have have been practicing nonstop for the last 6 or so months since that big trade occurred, and made this all-French roster on Rogue, they will take advantage of those windows.
That's right. But that said, I mean, Hollywood was pretty one-sided for Rogue, but both Nepal and this last map now very, very close. So sure, is Argentina not going to come out with this is Argentina going to not come out with the win on this one? There we go. I got it out. No, they're not going to get the win. Could they still take the last map? Absolutely. It's still possible for them to at least get a single map, which in, these groups could end up being important.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the reality is now that this last map was probably their best chance to get a point, just due to the level of practice that these two teams have had on Horizon. But who knows? Maybe they got something special planned for us for Escort. But again, these are going to be maps that Rogue is very familiar with.
I think so. And they did come closer on Horizon Lunar Colony than any of the other maps so far we've seen too. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. Overall, yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, it's going to be tough. So I'm curious. It looks like we're going to see Route 66 from looking over there. So can France come back and complete this 4-0? But as far as we expected this to be a win from France coming in.
Sure.
And the question really was going to be, how strong is Argentina here? And they're putting up a fight to which there is still a chance for them to come out of this group, for sure. We'll have to, of course, see the next match and gauge the strength of some of the other teams. But
just think about KLAUS, right? I mean, this kid is having the performance of his life here right now. I mean, despite, win or loss, I'm very impressed by Argentina. And I think a lot of people out there are really going to take notice of some of the guys on this team.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with Rachel saying how young he is, only 16.
Yeah, 16.
So hopefully a long Overwatch career ahead of him.
Certainly. Well, we are indeed going to Route 66 for our final map in this Overwatch World Cup 4-map series. We're going to Route 66. We live in California now, and so we're fairly close to Route 66, but I guess we won't be for a while this month. I
mean, I'm just surprised they're still calling it Route 66, because Route 66 doesn't exist anymore at all, though.
Really?
It's just a memory now. And it's even more of a memory in the future.
I suppose. Hey, I mean, maybe Route 66 still exists in Overwatch.
Well, maybe they rebuilt it. I mean, there's still historical parts of Route 66, but the road itself is a relic.
Oh, well. Still a great place to store some missiles. Yeehaw.
That was a very American sentence you created right there.
I know, right? I'm learning. I lived in Korea for 6 years. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. I look at a place, and I'm like, could put some missiles right there.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Yeehaw. There's a good place for machine gun and a picture of a cowboy. Yeehaw. That's right.
I'm glad you're rediscovering your Americanness, Noah.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. Things have changed a lot since I lived there last, and
by the time we get
back in the swing of things.
By the time we get to the last stage, I know you're going to be there with your 10-gallon hat and bolo tie.
That's right. Hashtag MAGA, hashtag winning, hashtag whatever it is. I don't know.
Shooting your revolvers into the air indiscriminately.
That's right. As I do, most times when walking down the street. Who doesn't, That's how it is. Eating some roadkill, trespassing, even though there's a no trespassing sign there, because this land is my land, this land is your land, but, so I can trespass.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure that's what it means.
Yeah, sure. There you go. Well, now that you've all learned a little bit more about the United States, let's go to this map. We're so educational.
No stereotypes there at all.
No, not at all. No. Argentina on the attack here on Route 66. France trying to shore up the defense on Big Earls, as you often see. And DDX not going with the Sombra, sticking with the Zenyatta this time around. WINZ gets stopped by NEKTA. Good start as they lose KNOXXX as well. So Argentina actually getting a pretty good push going here. If they can deal with Soon. Uh-oh, Soon's like, yeah, I better. Don't mind me. Don't mind me, I'm just Tracer, just visiting.
Just finally goes down. Actually does get staggered pretty badly there, so the payload going to keep rolling soon. Just seeing if he could maybe stop it for a little longer by coming in at the very end using that rewind, but not going to have much of an opportunity. And the rest of the team Argentina coming back from the spawn now, supports there.
Yep.
Moving over to the high ground opposite of Big Earls.
And KLAUS looking for more victims. They take out KNOXXX again. They've been actually doing a pretty good job of hunting him down, and the sick melee finisher onto UNKOE means this payload is going to keep moving for the moment.
That's a stick. That's a big stick.
Got the double kill. And Argentina coming out strong on Route 66.
That's right. You tell KLAUS is an American right now, too, because he's carrying a big stick, though.
I guess so. Not speaking softly, though, man. There's voice lines everywhere in this game. That's a reference everybody will get. Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Well, France has to back off a little bit. They had a little bit of time to reset here on the streets phase. So Argentina, though, good strong start.
Definitely, but France has pretty much on all of these maps started out a little bit weaker, but ramped it well up by the time the map ends. So maybe seeing the same thing here is, of course, very difficult to finish out all 3 points on Route 66.
Self-destruct comes through, but no kills claimed. Beast actually gets back into the mech, which is good, but look at this, man. Argentina, again, winning this fight handily. Only a single kill for Nico onto Leviathan, and with the respawn so close for the offense, with the payload where it is, that's not a big deal for Argentina at all.
No, not at all. France at least is coming up on some big ultimates, though, UNKOE. Not close to the trans, but everybody else going to be there quite quickly. Argentina, though, their ult economy has been used a bit better. Maybe didn't have to throw out the self-destruct on that last push, but everything else looking good for them.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to get a good push started at least. UNKOE going down immediately. Wow, KLAUS. KLAUS is getting better every map, isn't he? AKM going for the Hail Mary. No kills with that pulse bomb, though. Meanwhile, Soon goes down. KLAUS is just on fire right now. Takes out Nico. This kid is unstoppable.
Yeah, he's doing great. A little bit of a slow start on the first map of this series, but since then, he has been absolutely amazing against one of the top Tracer players here at the Overwatch World Cup.
I mean, for being on a team that's down 0-3 in this 4-game series, he has continued to look better every single map.
Well, WINZ is being kind of left out to dry here as well. They've got to stop the rest of Argentina from killing their Lucio player first every time.
That might help a little bit. All right, Dragon Blade time. And it looks like France is finally going to get a little bit of a hold going, courtesy of the Genji ultimate. Nico gets the 3-kill, and that'll be the cleanup. Argentina finally having to back up and reset a bit.
Yeah, they are. They did have to use the Primal Rage and the Dragon Blade, though, but Argentina not really looking too good in terms of ultimates themselves. So this may be a little bit of a hold here for France, as Argentina going to have to be methodical in their approach right now.
Yeah, only close to 3 ultimates right now. Could get the self-destruct Transcendence fairly soon on the Argentina side of things. Pulse bomb up for KLAUS. We know what he's done with that in the past. So DDX goes down. Now they're finally getting a little bit better about hunting down these support players. France starting to stabilize big time.
I mean, DDX came around the corner right there, peeked, and then ate a right click from UNKOE. So that's just an unfortunate early pickoff for Argentina. But France manages to make another hold without having to use either of their support ults. So very important pickoff right there.
Sure enough. Argentina trying to take the long way around, being a little bit sneaky with the engage. They are pretty close to taking point B now. Soon getting into the back lines, and that's going to be a problem for DDX. So low, has to pop the Transcendence to stay alive, but he's already lost a few members of the team. I do not think that was worth it.
You have to be willing to wipe right there if you're DDX. Totally. The kills were already through. Yes, Soon was getting damage onto you, but again, France, the later we go into these games, the more they tighten up their defenses, and this time they just win the ult economy battle once again, and Argentina is going to be in a very desperate situation for the rest of this attack.
We're starting to see that sort of frantic part of Argentina's play, where they get into these situations nearly every map, and suddenly they start to panic. Suddenly they don't use ults efficiently anymore, and here we are again, you know? Sound barrier comes in, but where's the follow-up? Sound barrier for France as well. And what's Argentina left with at the end of all this? Not a whole lot.
It's actually okay for Argentina. They're going to have another push, though, and France layered their support ultimates in that last fight. So using both of them at the same time means that they may have overcommitted and given Argentina a small window. DDX is going to have well, if he doesn't die right here and get brutally staggered, that's not good. There still should be enough time to get him back. And at least he's going to...
that's a problem.
Oh, that is huge.
Goodbye, NEKTA.
Well,
yeah, that's a big stick.
Oh, man, there was definitely an opportunity for Argentina now. They're going to have less time to work with. Some of them should still be able to get back to that cart, but NEKTA dying so late is going to be an issue.
Yeah, 3 ultimates to use. I mean, pairing that EMP with the TAC visor could be devastating for France. They're going to need to come up really big with these ultimates.
Here we go.
EDX going up. There's the EMP. Where's the TAC visor? Leviathan. He's not there.
He's getting chased around by the Winston Doa. He hasn't had any time to use this. Can't even get to the health back.
What a tragedy for Argentina.
Oh, no.
Almost certainly the end of their push here. It is the end of their push. Nico with the Dragon Blade. Yeah, NEKTA may have gotten the kill, but France with the numbers advantage big time. UNKOE fighting back a bit. And that should be pretty soon. The OT bar ticking down. Argentina keeping it alive for the moment, and that is not a TAC visor that's going to do a whole lot. Sorry, Leviathan.
Your bullets just vanishing, melting into thin air.
Getting matrixed. That's the past tense of matrix, right?
I'm pretty sure it is.
I think I'm right on that one. Well, France holding strong on the second stage here, and you know, it's the same old story every single map. Argentina coming out strong, and then when the pressure's on, these guys fall apart a bit.
That delay was just so heartbreaking for Argentina, though.
Yeah.
But KNOXXX, again, good communication from France. They knew that Leviathan was trying to get into position for the tac visor, and KNOXXX was there just chasing him around with the back line, and he had no protection, and that soldier is going to have a really tough time with a Winston in his face. So because of that, they couldn't get the engage they wanted, and that was just about it. Argentina coming so very close to pushing through at least that second point there. That really did hang on a razor's edge after Rogue made the France rather made the mistake of layering their support ults.
Yeah.
So that,
well,
you know, Flame said it on the desk. A lot of these, it's been 1 or 2 fights away. Really, it has been really, really close.
Yeah, easily the closest series of the night here. And I mean, despite it being probably a 4-0 for France, as we look at the fact that France doesn't really need to push it all that far to take the win, it should be achievable. You know, it's definitely one of the closest series of maps I've seen in a while.
Yeah, and at least we get to see DDX again probably on the Sombra here. I do think that using Sombra on the defense on the first point of Route 66 can be good, of course, because the big health pack is so centrally located in the gas station that you have a lot of ability to take advantage of that when it's on the lower cooldown.
Yeah. So you think they kept the truck running while they piled a bunch of crates around it? The wheels still looked like they were on there. Huh. Don't know if that's a good idea.
Why do they just have platforms rotating in circles on the ceiling, though? That seems like not, you know, pretty inefficient use of resources and energy.
You ask that question, but then my answer is, where else would Bastion sit? Where's he going to be if you don't have a moving platform to sit on in turret form? There you go. Check and mate.
I lose. You're right.
Thank you. France on the attack. Let's just move on at this point. France on the attack here, only having to push it about 2/3 of the way through. Hi, Soon. Through point B. Soon very confident that defense matrix will save his life, and they know exactly where that Sombra is going to be. DDX a bit predictable.
I mean, you can know where she's going to be, but you can't stop the translocator going back to that health pack. But you can stop Leviathan as KNOXXX gets onto him once again.
That's right.
Well,
so
that's
the payload rolls.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty quick attack there. But DDX probably will be able to get the EMP up prior to them actually moving the cart all the way to point A. So there will be another chance here for Argentina to defend, and they will be able to do it with an EMP.
Yep, DDX just back now. It's going to be a close call. Getting there in time. It is going to be really tight. He's probably going to have a few members of his team kind of delay for a moment. KLAUS is there, working as best he can to just stop that payload for a moment. DDX on the run back. There's the EMP now. Where's the follow-up? Oh, that's not the follow-up Argentina was looking for. AKM popping the Diva out of the mech, getting the kill as well. And France...
Yeah, they only got Soon out of that because France was already posted on the high ground.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the cleanup they're looking for, as UNKOE grabs a couple of kills, and France already through point A. 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one for Argentina to defend. It's possible, but unlikely.
It is unlikely. And they're not going to have a good fight, at least to start things off here. DDX trying to get into the back lines and at least make sure he can control some of these health packs. But KNOXXX is ready for him, knows exactly where he's going to be. And France is pushing very far forward and even using the primal rage soon with 2 kills on the pulse bomb. And that is going to make so much room for the payload here for France.
France is done with this match, man. They are getting so aggressive on the offense, blocking the spawn, camping it, just making sure Argentina can't even get out to defend.
Well, that was just such a great double play there by KNOXXX and Soon at the choke point. Yes, they had to use both ults, but 100% worth it considering France has all of the rest of their ults to use right now.
I'll go with the Transcendence as the defense keeps moving. NEKTA does go down and nobody to defend against this tac visor now for AKM. Tons of damage brought against the Argentinian team. And this is almost the end of things, I would say, for Argentina. Putting up a good fight in the previous maps, but Rogue is pretty much right there. DDX using the invisibility to delay the payload for a little bit. Clever move with the Sombra, something you absolutely have to do. And it bought time for his team to get back. So let's see. They need a big defense here. Soon going down is certainly a good start.
Yeah, UNKOE, though, just trying to target out the rest of these aggressive supports that are trying to zone him away. Nico in a bit of trouble, though, and Argentina may be able to hold this for the moment. WINZ.
Whoa, I can fly.
Wow.
AKM taking the power of flight next level, but then not quite surviving the landing. Either way, Argentina able to stabilize a bit here on the defense, but they've got to defend for another 3 minutes, and that's still going to be pretty tough, especially with a couple good ultimates up for France right now.
And they also have a desuited D.Va, so another problem, but the EMP gets recharged.
Yeah, doesn't hit UNKOE though, and I don't think that EMP had a lot of members of France.
Yeah, it was also a bit too late, unfortunately, to cancel the sound barrier, Doa, which would have been the best opportunity to use it. So that's going to be a win here for France, 4-0, but Argentina certainly giving them a run for their money.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a great score for France to have. 4-0s are really important to have in this group stage, but at the same time, Argentina has shown themselves as a team that absolutely needs to be taken seriously in this tournament.
Yeah, but you can, even though this Argentinian team has been practicing together nonstop, for the last couple of months, it's still very, very tough to come against one of the very top teams in the world in France and have that competitive match. So regardless of what we've seen, Argentina is still very much alive, and that's just beautiful.
Well, KLAUS with the play of the match here, but to me, he's the player of the match. What a debut for this guy here at the Overwatch World Cup. Fantastic play on Tracer. Really winning a lot of duels against Soon, which is not an easy thing to do. Soon,
no.
Easily one of the best Tracers out there, and KLAUS really gave him a run for his money.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed by Argentina. You look at these guys, and it's just a couple of mistakes here and there, but against a team of France's caliber, they're able to exploit them. France, though, I feel like the longer the matches went on, the more polished they looked, but a few mistakes at the beginning did manage to stabilize and clutch out a couple of those maps.
Absolutely, and I mean, that's towards the end. That was kind of more the France that we were expecting coming into this one. In this case, I will say the Rogue we were expecting coming into this one. We've seen that huge level of play before, like we said, just coming off of that finals at the Beat Invitational and, shaking off a bit of rust here perhaps, a little bit of jet lag perhaps, but showing up with the 4-0.
Yeah, and I do expect that France will only just continue to get stronger as this tournament progresses. Now they've got some more time on the stage to get back into the groove.
That's right, so we're going to take a quick break, guys, and when we come back, we'll see what the desk has to say about that match.